This is WGAL8 Brainbusters. We're here at Studio A, where all crew, players, and audience members are fully vaccinated as we follow strict COVID protocols.
From Studio A, this is WGAL8 Brainbusters. Now, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Today is a very important day here on the set of Brainbusters. Today, we welcome back our winning teams from round one. Our first games featured Warwick and Cedar Cliff, respectively. Both teams performed brilliantly, and today they're here to face each other. What's going to happen? Well, in less than 30 minutes, we're going to find out, because here comes today's opening round. We have 10-point questions and one big Brainbuster brought to you by Turkey Hill. Welcome back to all 6 of you. Pick up your signaling buttons. Let's use them frequently, beginning now with this 10-point question. It's a Japanese dish of small rolls of vinegar-flavored, that's Liam.
Sushi.
A sushi, vinegar-flavored cooked rice served with a garnish of raw fish, vegetables, or egg. He is the only U.S. president in the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. According to legend, in 1830, he was the wrestling champion with only one recorded defeat in a dozen years. Who was this lanky guy? Evan.
Who was Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln, of course, he's the one. And that's a tie score for both teams. Only one of the New England states is landlocked. It borders Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New York, and Quebec. Which state is it, Connor?
Vermont?
It is Vermont. Yes, you are correct. Apple iPhone runs on the OS system. What system did Google unveil in 2007?
Android.
Evan.
Android?
Android is correct. Alphabetically, B, C, F, and H are in the correct order. Chemically, they're not. So on the periodic table, which element comes first? B, C, F, or H? And that's Connor.
H?
H, of course. Hydrogen is element number 1. Thus, they held the funeral of Hector, tamer of horses. What epic poem ends with this simple line? Jonah.
The Iliad.
The Iliad by Homer, correct. 3 factorial is 6. 2 factorial is 2. 1 factorial is 1. What is 0 factorial? Oh, Connor?
0.
Oh, no, sorry, that's incorrect. Kate. 1 is correct. Good for you for another 10 points. David, Saul, and Solomon were the first 3 kings of Israel. Who was the first? It's Saul. It was highlighted in the book of Samuel. It can be the back claw of a bird's foot, a short branch railway, a spiked wheel worn on a rider's heel, and a member of the NBA team from San Antonio. Connor. Oh, I'm sorry, Liam.
Spur.
A spur is correct. And now it's time for the Big Brain Buster brought to you by Turkey Hill. For 10 points and a gift certificate for Turkey Hill ice cream for everyone on the team. We don't create albums with so much care and thought into our track listings for no reason. Our art tells a story, and our stories should be listened to as we intended. Adele tweeted this in November 2021. What default button has Spotify removed on albums as a result of her request? Jonah.
Shuffle.
The shuffle is correct. Congratulations, Warwick. Surrounded by Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and the Persian Gulf, it was invaded by Saddam Hussein in 1990. Liam.
Kuwait.
Kuwait is the country. Yes, on May 23rd, 2021, he won the PGA Championship to become the oldest major champion. Who is this 50-year-old golfer?
Tiger Woods.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Warwick. Connor.
Arnold Palmer.
Oh, we stumped you on Phil Mickelson. Stainless steel is an alloy that contains steel, of course. Another metal makes up as much as 30% of stainless steel. What element has the symbol Cr? And that's Liam?
Chromium.
Chromium, correct. The Challenger Deep lies at the bottom of the deepest trough in the Earth's surface. What is this trench? And Jonah?
Mariana Trench.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Jonah? That's the correct answer, the Marianas Trench. Sorry, Jonah. UPS is known as Big Brown. What company is known as Big Blue? Liam.
FedEx.
Oh, no, sorry. Evan.
USPS.
Oh, no, you're both incorrect. It's IBM, International Business Machines Corporation. On October 18th, 2021, the first African-American Secretary of State died from complications of COVID. Kate.
Colin Powell.
Colin Powell is the retired 4-star general. In the Shakespearean play, Cassius is described as having a lean and hungry look, and he leads the plot to assassinate the title character. What play, Jonah?
Julius Caesar.
Correct for another 10 points. Balboa reached the Pacific Ocean in 1513. Who first reached the Sea of Tranquility in 1969? Kate. Oh,
Armstrong.
we'd have to take that as incorrect. Any idea, Warwick? We stumped you on Neil Armstrong. The New York City Philharmonic, New York City Ballet, and the Metropolitan Opera is located in this arts complex between 62nd and 66th. Connor?
Madison Square Garden.
No, that's incorrect. What is this group of theaters called, Cedar Cliff? Jonah?
Broadway.
No, I hope one day you get to go to the Lincoln Center for Performing Arts. He sat down under a pipal tree and vowed never to arise until he had found the truth. Liam?
Buddha.
Buddha is the Indian monk and religious leader. And that sound takes us to the end of the round. Wow, what an amazing first round. It looks like Warwick is really on fire, but don't discount Cedar Cliff's ability to forge ahead, because we've got so much more game left, including the one-on-one rapid fire. And that's coming up next in just a matter of minutes when WGAL 8 Brainbusters
WGAL 8
continues.
Brainbusters will return after this. The final 4 teams in the WGAL 8 Brainbusters tournament will win cash grants. The 3rd and 4th place teams will receive $1,000 each. The 2nd place team will receive $3,000. And the WGAL 8 Brainbusters champions will receive $5,000 in grant money. Now, here's Rich with our coaches and alternates.
These players are sharp, and they're demonstrating that here on our show, and that's thanks in large part to our coaching. First, I'd like to introduce you to, this is Mr. Ray Mount. He's the coach from Warwick, and he's a science teacher there. And next to him is the coach from Cedar Cliff, Mrs. Audrey Placio. She teaches biology, and there's a new alternate to meet, and that's Caleb Masshart. He's a sophomore, and I love that you have a goal, and your goal is to go to Harvard Law School one day. It's an auspicious goal, but you can do it. Just like our teams can do it right now, because it's now time for today's one-on-one rapid fire round. Liam C. did very well in that first round of play, and it's great to welcome you back. And I understand, besides being just obviously a great student, that you play, to me, a unique sport at school.
Yeah, I do. And I play lacrosse at school, and I also played over the summer for a travel team. It's pretty fun.
But how did you get involved in it? Because it seems like not everybody walks around with...
My family has played it forever. My aunt and uncle used to when they were in high school, so I kind of adopted it when I was very, very little.
It looks more difficult than I think people it perceives. And Jonah Shifkins Smith is a senior at Cedar Cliff, and it's great to welcome you back. And you do something that I'd love to do, and that's being in the kitchen and bake. When did you start baking?
I don't even remember. It's a long time ago.
I think it's like a science experiment. It completely changes. Is there anything in particular that you make?
I find making biscuits really relaxing. So.
Because bread is an incredible tool to work with. Jonah and Liam, we have 3 great questions for you two as we put you two one-on-one. There have been 2 U.S. presidents named Adams, 2 Harrisons, and 2 Bushes. What other pair of presidents share the same last name? Oh, we stumped you on the Roosevelts. Its full formal title is the Right Honourable the Lord Spiritual and Temporal of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in Parliament assembled. What is the upper house of the Parliament of the United Kingdom?
House of Lords.
It is called the House of Lords for another 10 points. And finally, your computer has hardware and software. What word ending in ware refers to spyware, viruses? Jonah?
Malware?
Malware is designed to damage or gain access to your computer. 110 to 50. We're now going to meet our 2 captains in today's competition. So first from Warwick, it's a pleasure to welcome back Jonah Lenahan, and you are a senior. And you have a lot of things that you want to accomplish, I hope, but there's one place on this planet that you want to travel to.
Yeah, I'm really hoping, either in college or in my adult life, to go to Ireland.
Why Ireland? Do you have Irish descent?
Yeah, I have some Irish descent, and my grandparents went there a few years back, and ever since then, I've wanted to go.
Have you been to Europe at all yet?
I have not, no.
Oh, just okay. I hope you get a chance to even just go to Europe. And they speak English there, which is helpful. Kate Gannon, a senior at Cedar Cliff, and it's great to welcome you back. And you are a member of a new, and I should say, timely club at Cedar Cliff.
Yeah, I'm a member of my school's Colts Anti-Racist Alliance. We're currently planning an anti-racist and diversity art gallery that's going to be at Cedar Cliff in April.
Really nice. Well, thanks for your efforts. Kate and Jonah, thanks for your efforts here as we put you two one-on-one. Stone Mountain in Georgia and Mount Rushmore in South Dakota are both carved from the same kind of rock. What kind of rock is it, Kate?
Stone?
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Jonah, do you have any idea? Jonah?
Limestone.
No, it's granite is the correct answer. His great novels include The Idiot, The Possessed, and Crime and Punishment. Who is this Russian writer, Kate?
Tolstoy?
Oh, no, not he, sorry. Jonah.
Dostoevsky.
Dostoevsky. And now it's time for the Millersville Epic Question of the Week.
His image stands with Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln on Mount Rushmore. Who was the first president of the 20th century?
Jonah.
Theodore Roosevelt.
He's the one. Well done. Congratulations. 120 to 40 as we now meet our third players. First, Connor Eisenbach. And you are a senior. It's great to welcome you back. And now that you're a senior, you've gone through school from K through 12, almost completing your 12th year. You've had a lot of teachers and classes. Is there a teacher or a class that really stands out that might have impacted you most?
Yeah, definitely. That'd have to be my AP Civics and Gov teacher, Mr. Slater. I was very fortunate to have him last year a little bit, and then this year as well.
And so when you talk about civics, I'm so glad to hear that you're learning civics and you're learning about how government works and how important we as citizens are to make things in our world work better. That's great to hear. Thank you, teachers. Evan Heisler is a junior over at Cedar Cliff, and it's great to welcome you back. And I love that you wrote on your biographical sketch that I read a lot, and then you put in parentheses, a lot. So you must read a lot.
Yeah.
What kind of books do you typically read?
I read a lot of fantasy and sci-fi. Recently I started Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time series, which is really long, and I hope to get through it within the next couple months.
For a novice who doesn't read fantasy or sci-fi, the last one I read was Frank Herbert's Dune. Do you have a recommendation for me?
The Wheel of Time is good if you are interested in a long story. Yeah.
Well, I'm interested in any stories, but right now I'm interested to see how Connor and Evan do as we put you two one-on-one. It happens twice a year in June and December when the sun seems to be over. Evan.
Solstice?
The solstice is the beginning of winter and summer. You're correct. Castling is the only chess move that requires you to move two pieces simultaneously. Connor.
The rook?
Sorry, I can't accept that. Evan, what are the two pieces that are used in this maneuver? You're not a chess player. It's the rook and the king, Connor. I'm sorry, we needed both. And finally, white giants, brown dwarfs, red dwarfs. What are they, Evan?
Mushrooms.
No, they're not. Sorry, Connor.
Stars.
They are all stars. Good for you. Well, we have a strong competition going for Warwick, but I know things can turn around right now as we pick up the pace and play today's 60-second team lightning round. So, Kate, your team is behind at this point, so you will select first among these three quizzes. We have On the Line, The In Crowd, and Potpourri, please.
The in crowd.
The in crowd, sometimes it pays to be part of the in crowd. For example, here you could earn 10 points for identifying each of these words that begin with the letters IN. So Kate, I take your answer as the team's answer. Evan and Jonah are ready to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock, which will begin after I begin reading the first question. So good luck. The world's largest maker of computer chips.
Intel.
Correct. A whole number.
Integer.
Correct. Purdue University is in this state.
Indiana.
Correct. A global system that uses the protocol TCP/IP to link devices.
Internet.
Correct. Asian island nation. Its capital is Jakarta.
Indonesia.
Correct. It's the I in IRS.
International.
Internal. This pre-Columbian civilization ruled from Peru to Colombia to
Inca.
Chile. Correct. In 15th century Spain, Tomás Torquemada was a grand one.
Inquisitor.
That's correct. The only country that borders both Afghanistan and Bhutan.
India.
India. This adjective describes gases like neon and argon.
Pass.
Inert. You can use this finger to search an alphabetical list
Index.
of items. Index. They are by far the largest class of invertebrates among the arthropods.
Pass.
Insects. Element number 49, symbol IN.
Pass.
Indian. The Eskimos of northern Canada call themselves literally.
Inuit.
Inuit, yes, from the Latin for unknown. It describes someone who doesn't want to be recognized.
Incognito.
Incognitos. On the buzzer, so we're going to give it to them. So we got 10 correct, 100 points came your way, 11 correct. So we're going to put 110 points coming your way. Okay, Jonah, you have your work cut out for you with On the Line and Potpourri, please.
We're going to go with Potpourri, please.
We hope you'll say thank you when this quiz is done for 10 points each, please. Identify this variety of people, places, and things. Jonah, I take your answer as a team's answer. Liam and Connor are going to help you along. 60 seconds on the clock will begin after I finish reading the first question. Good luck to all three of you, and here we go. This ancient city is the capital of Iraq.
Baghdad.
Baghdad, yes. The red badge of courage is set in this war.
Civil War.
Correct. It's a regular hexahedron, or the third power of a number.
Pass.
Cube. He holds Major League Baseball's record for home runs in a career.
Babe Ruth.
Barry Bonds. In what city was the Declaration of Independence signed?
Philadelphia.
Correct. The chemical element with the symbol W.
Tungsten.
Correct. What is the Spanish word for river?
Rio.
Yes, the Hanging Gardens were found in what ancient city?
Babylon.
Correct. He's the current Secretary of State.
Anthony Blinken.
He's the one. Curiosity, Spirit, and Opportunity are all rovers that landed on this planet.
Mars.
Mars, yes, the Latin phrase means one out of many.
E pluribus unum.
Correct. Othello describes the emotion as a green-eyed monster. He should know.
Envy.
Jealousy. Noah used this unit of measurement to build this ark.
Cubit.
Cubit, yes, the capital of Nevada, named for the frontier guide Kit.
Carson City.
Correct. In 1917, he became the first leader of the Soviet Union.
Lenin.
Lenin is correct. Ooh, nice. Right on the buzzer as well. 12 correct. 120 points came your way. Wow, look at those scores, 270 to 170. Well, Cedar Cliff has their work cut out for them, but they have 2 rounds to handle that. First, it's time to reveal today's bonus Brainbuster category. So during our break, each team member will wager 0, 5, or 10 points based on their knowledge of world languages. So we'll have the bonus Brainbuster, and of course the all-important Final Frenzy when WGAL8 Brainbusters continues following this brief message.
Watch all this season's episodes of WGAL8 Brainbusters anytime on WGAL.com. Our online home also includes our tournament schedule and a chance to learn more about the show and host Rich Rosen. Go to WGAL.com and click on Brainbusters.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm so glad you're here because you're just in time for the second half of our game. Right now, we have a very strong lead for Warwick, but everything can change because we still have today's bonus Brainbuster round. During our break, each team member wagered 0, 5, or 10 points based on their knowledge of world languages. Let's head into the News 8 newsroom with Caitlin Smith. She has today's question. Caitlin.
Thank you, Rich. Well, the name of this language comes from the old Persian name for the Indus River. What is the language spoken by 300 million people in northern India? Again, the name of this language comes from the old Persian name for the Indus River. What is the language spoken by 300 million people in northern India? Good luck with your answer. Now back to Studio A. Rich?
Thank you, Caitlin. Good luck, players. We'll give you about 5 seconds. We're just waiting for Jonah to finish. All right, closing the pen. Okay, Liam, it's up to you. We start with you first, and you came up with Hindi. 5-point wager. You are correct. That is a correct answer. We're adding 5 points to your score so far. Jonah, did you come up with Hindi? Hindi as well. Yes, 10 points. That's a 15-point wager. Connor, it's up to you now. No answer, 5-point deduction, so we're going to add 10 points to your score. Okay, Jonah, it's up to you. You were eager to write down Hindi, and you are correct for 10 points. Kate, 10 points. Punjabi, no, I'm sorry. So we're at 0 so far. Evan, did you come up with Hindi? You did. 5 points, taking you up to 175. 280 to 175. Okay, guys, everything hinges now on your performance in our final round. Today's Final Frenzy. This time we have 20-point questions. The first World Series was played in October 1903. Another annual competition also began in 1903 in July. The 109th edition begins in July 2022 in Copenhagen, Denmark. What is it, Kate?
Summer Olympics?
No, sorry, incorrect. Any idea, Warwick? We stumped you on the Tour de France. Born in Columbus, Georgia in 1917, her novels include The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, The Member of the Wedding, and The Ballad of the Sad Cafe. Who is this Georgia writer? That's Carson McCullers. In 2021, he celebrated his 73rd birthday and he's never had a job. His mom's got the job and won't let go. Who is second in line to the British throne? Jonah.
Prince Philip?
No, sorry, incorrect. Jonah.
Prince Charles.
He's the one for 20 points. It's the most visited national park, receiving approximately 24 million visitors each year. What is this historic park in Washington, D.C.? I'm sure you've been to the National Mall. In multiplication, it holds that the quantity 8 times B times C is equal to 8 times the quantity B times C. What is this law of mathematics called? It's the associative law. On the Great Seal of the United States, the eagle holds olive branches in his right claw. What does he hold in his left? Jonah.
Arrows?
Arrows, 13 in fact. This scientific field is concerned with the transmission of data along the hair-thin strands of glass. What is this 2-word name? Liam. Correct. John the Baptist, Blackbeard the Pirate, Anne Boleyn, Mary Queen of Scots, Louis the 16th. How did they all die? Jonah.
Beheading.
They were all beheaded, yes. It was the largest building project in China since the Great Wall. It's the largest concrete structure on the planet, 60 stories tall. What hydroelectric dam spans the Yangtze River? And that's, of course, the Three Gorges Dam. What is the next ascending prefix in this mathematical string? Terra, peta, exa, zeta?
PETA?
Nope, sorry. Warwick? Correct answer is Yatta, Y-O-T-T-A. Natasha Romanoff, Clint Barton, Carol Danvers, Tony Stark.
The Avengers.
The Avengers. You're sailing due east from Boston, Massachusetts. What will be the first European country you would run into? Connor?
Ireland.
Not Ireland, nope, sorry. Kate?
France.
No, it's Spain, Viga, Spain, and that sound takes us to the end of the round and to the end of the game. Well, congratulations, Warwick. It looks like we are going to see you for round 3, but we hope to see you in just a few minutes.
Scorekeeping for WGAL8 Brainbusters, presented by Jennings College Consulting, where students discover the right college fit for the future. We'll return after this. Welcome back to WGAL8 Brainbusters, the Susquehanna Valley's longest-running high school quiz show. Once again, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Well, congratulations, Warwick. Undeniably, that was a very strong performance. They were triumphant. They had the lead early on, and they were not going to let go. Well, coming up on the next WGAL8 Brainbusters, it's more of the same with Carlisle and Northeastern. And we hope to have the pleasure of your company as well. From all of us here at WGAL, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. So long for now.